The past year has been rough, to say the least, for the tourism industry. All over the web, you've probably seen images of places which would typically be teeming with tourists left absolutely empty. But when it's time for a destination more exciting than your desktop screensaver, then you'll want to be ready. Here are our top 10 best vacation spots in America for 2021. Yosemite. This spot is certainly Yogi Bear and Boo Boo approved, with one of the tallest waterfalls on the planet and over 700,000 acres of forest and mountains. It's no wonder that Yosemite National Park is known worldwide as an outdoor lover's paradise. The Yosemite Valley is so breathtakingly beautiful that President Lincoln took time from his busy schedule of, finding a tall enough bodyguard to preserve this region by making it America's first government-secured natural land. And while Abe might not have picked the right bodyguard, he certainly picked an excellent spot to protect. Yosemite is one of the few places on Earth where you can see lunar rainbows. Yep, you heard that right. In early summer, when the night is clear and the moon is full, lunar rainbows are visible in the mist rising from the falls. Want some more magic? You can pan for gold in Yosemite's rivers, although it's much more difficult now in the era of boot-clicking prospectors. Moon rainbows, gold, Yosemite is essentially a leprechaun's wet dream. New Orleans, Louisiana. Laissez le bon temps brûler is a Cajun French word for let the good times roll and is the official motto of New Orleans. Although the city is known for its annual party of a lifetime, Mardi Gras, this saying can be seen all over the life of New Orleans. From its phenomenal Cajun cooking to the fantastic music, New Orleans is certainly a city of good times. Nobody wants to stop the party, not even the dead, as the city is considered the most haunted place in America. New Orleans has no less than 20 historical districts so as to get your spook on, including the French Quarter, where you can see Voodoo Queen Mary Laveau's former home. Did someone put a love spell on us? Because we can't get enough of this city. And neither can National Treasure star and world-famous weirdo Nicolas Cage, as he's already bought a grave plot in Cemetery Number 1, Hudson Valley, New York. First of all, New York City. The smartest New Yorkers packed up and got the heck out of there early, bringing their cooking, art, and culture and scattering it throughout small, thriving towns along the Hudson Valley. This region is definitely the underrated New York State vacation spot. After all, why fork over your life savings for a few cocktails and a subway ride that smells like human feces when you could pay a reasonable price for a whole winery tour and a tipsy bike ride afterwards through rolling hills? But I'm gonna stop comparing the two because I don't want any New Yorkers to find my address. The Hudson Valley is home to not only a poppin' art and music scene, but also world-class dining. It certainly helps that the region is the location of the Culinary Institute of America, where Anthony Bourdain, Kat Carolla, Grant Atches, and hundreds of other top-notch chefs have all ended up getting their snack preparing licenses. After a meal at one of the many gourmet restaurants, take a wander through Storm King, a massive outdoor art center in Mountainville, which looks more or less like a Dr. Seuss book come to life. If you want to see more trippy stuff like this, then you'll want to head to Woodstock, a Hudson Valley tour with the same name as the iconic festival. While it didn't host the festival, the townies still carry the psychedelic vibes of its namesake within their hearts, and in stickers on their tongues. Memphis, Tennessee. Does it ever feel like everyone's talking about Memphis? It's probably because they are. According to Billboard magazine, Memphis is the most commonly referenced city in music. There's over 400 songs written about this desert oasis. Memphis is fit for a king, or the king. Elvis famously made Memphis his permanent residence. The estate, which is lovingly named Graceland, is the most visited private home in all of America today, second only to the White House. Elvis famously left Graceland and flew to Denver and back in his private jet simply to get a nugget of fool's gold, which is a special sandwich made of one hollowed out loaf of bread, an entire jar of peanut butter, an entire jar of jam, and a pound of bacon. The kicker, if he wanted a heart attack that actually tasted good, then he would have stayed in Memphis and just gotten in some fried chicken or America's best barbecue. Barbecue aside, there is something undeniably festive about Memphis. It could be the music, the dancing, or Cleo Wrap, who's the world's most largest manufacturer of Christmas wrapping paper production, which has nearly 2 billion feet of wrap every single year. Honolulu, Hawaii. Have you loved isolation so much this year that you want to do some more, but this time in a floral dad shirt? Oh, you've already done that. Okay, well, never mind that part. Anyways, if your mindset has been screw society, say no more, as Honolulu is approximately 3,000 miles from California, 5,000 miles from China, and 3,000 2,500 miles from the Philippines, making it the most isolated population center on Earth. Goodbye society and hello shaved ice. Honolulu is massive, as it has the longest border of any city in the world. To explore it thoroughly, you'll need some energy. Good thing Hawaii is the only state that grows its own coffee beans, giving you the nervous speed that you need to explore all 100 of Honolulu's dreamy beaches. Want to check out a place belonging to the king? And we do mean the real king this time, not some guy who died with over 30 pounds of feces in his rectum. Then check out Lolani Palace to see the only real royal home in all of America, Scottsdale, Arizona. It's been a rough year, and you deserve to lounge under the blazing hot sun next to an ice-cold pool like an iguana. At least an iguana that's basically been blacked out on prickly pear margaritas. Scottsdale is extremely chill, and even the fire trucks here are mellow, as those suckers aren't even red, but rather a yellow-green. Stop, please. Fire? Scottsdale is big on rest and relaxation, as it has the highest number of destination spas per capita of any city in the US. In fact, Scottsdale is so big on self-care that its most beloved mayor had a 96% approval rating, and his name was Herb Drinkwater. And no, that is not some prank call name like Seymour Butts. That's an absolute true fact. Seriously, look it up. If you want to level up from iguana to turtle, then feel free to slowly shuffle around one of the 125 air-conditioned galleries and art studios that Scottsdale has to offer. Chicago, Illinois. If Scottsdale is far too chill for your liking, then you might want to visit a city that goes hardcore. That city is undeniably Chicago. It's been called the city that works, the city of big shoulders, the city that burnt to rubble in 1871, then got up, dusted itself off, and then went to invent skyscrapers, the telephone, Twinkies, vacuum zipper, yellow pencils, electric dishwasher, mobile phone, and house music. The only thing that Kanye loves more than Kanye? Chi-Town, which is actually what he named his third daughter. Carmel by the Sea, California. It's a mainland beach vacay more your thing? Then head on over to Northern California's cultural hub, Carmel. Historically, the town was populated by artists and writers who fled San Francisco's earthquake and fire of 1906. These wimpy creatives did make a smart move, as today the town has flourished into an intellectual oasis that's jam-packed into one single square mile, taking a 10-minute drive down the rugged coast, and voila, you're in Monterey, where you can check out the wildlife preservation-focused Monterey Aquarium. Or, if you like dead fish better, take a stroll down Canary Row, which was once a sardine packing district, now immortalized by John Steinbeck's classic novel of the same name. But Hazel and Mac aren't the only fictional characters from Monterey County. Much of HBO's Big Little Lies was filmed here. Sip that white wine, wrap that cardigan a little tighter, and live out your, I don't know how my rich husband mysteriously died, dreams. Seattle, Washington. Buckle up. Your Birkenstocks, because Seattle is one hell of a place to get your granola on. Home to the nation's largest continually running farmers market, Pike Place, the city has no shortage of fresh produce, local goods, and wholesome hipsters. Many of America's most beloved bands were formed in Seattle. In fact, the city has more live music venues than any other city in America, besides New York. Seattle may be the birthplace of Jimi Hendrix, but you won't have to rub cocaine in your forehead to keep your energy up, as the world's largest coffee chain, Starbucks, opened its doors for the first time right here in 1971. As Phyllis of The Office said, quote, "This weather makes me want to stay at home curled up with a good book." Well, with over 150 rainy days a year, Seattleans do just that. The Seattle Public Library System does have the highest percentage of library card holders per capita in the country. That delicious cup of $15 Mocha Whip Frappe Trente double shot espresso, 2 pumps of chocolate cream might have you sleepless in Seattle, but something more sinister will have you sleepless in the next location, Salem, Massachusetts. Whatever live, laugh, love pilgrim named this town after the Hebrew word for peace and harmony sure had a sense of humor. Salem is the infamous location of the Salem witch trials, where over 200 people were accused of being in cahoots with the devil, which ended up leading to the hanging of 20 innocent folks. What's more, the entire town later burnt to the ground in 1914, but this has become completely overshadowed by the witch trials. Today, witch culture basically runs this town, and it has become an international epicenter for spookiness. It's the #1 visited Halloween spot in America, but the creepy energy isn't just limited to October. Head to Salem at, well, really any time of the year to get your freaky fix. Salem has 3 different museums alone: the Salem Witch Museum, the Witch Dungeon Museum, and Witch History Museum, not to mention the oldest cemetery in the country. The town has been the hotspot for filming locations on several October favorites like Hoobie Halloween, Hocus Pocus, and Bewitched. If you're tired of using your broom for surface sanitation, then hop on it and join the fun. A Swiffer will work too if you're more into the futuristic side of things. Salem gets a bit of a one-dimensional rap, as the city has plenty of non-witchy things that the city has to offer, from the Peabody Essex Museum to the Fall Colors, or at least that's what the locals say in the comment sections of videos like this. So, did you pick up any new tricks in Salem and you're now planning on hexing your ex? Then get some ideas of where they would love to live in this next video: 10 worst states to live in America for 2021.